sitting up in that Skype chat.
Yes, indeed. So here we go, guys. Introductions. First off, spawning at the 3 o'clock position, our green Zerg. Did see him in a game earlier. Looked pretty strong. Brobocop. And his opponent going to be our pretty in pink Terran. Name is going to be Hitbox in the game. Everybody else knows him as Rainbow. Very strong former, I should say, GSL competitor as our pink Terran. And here we go, guys. Going to be spawning in the close air positions. I am Nursky. And, of course, joining me, the lovely newbie, who everybody can finally hear again.
I'm excited about that because I'm excited about everything. So, Brobocop sending over his Overlord. Hitbox building his supply depot. Nothing super fancy going on.
Yeah, and actually, Hitbox, aka Rainbow, I'm just going to call him Rainbow. I know him as Rainbow, so I'm just going to go with Rainbow despite his massive amount of Smurf IDs. So Rainbow actually is not going to notice the Overlord. Didn't send out an SCV to check and see if the Overlord was there, so it's going to force him to scout around the rest of the map eventually here. So not really seeming to care if he finds out if his Zerg opponent is close air right away or not. So might have some kind of a tech play or just a fast expand or something like that put in store, and it actually looks like it's going to be tech, as that is going to be much more likely when they're going to care a little less where their opponent is off the get-go if you're not going to 2-racks or something like that.
Yeah, but Brobocop does have vision of that gas, so he knows that gas is going down, so he knows that Hitbox/Rainbow is going to be going with some kind of tech. Barracks is going down, and Brobocop going hatch first.
Yeah, pretty standard play, obviously, by Brobocop, just going with the hatch first play. Is going to get his gas before he actually puts down his pool, which I think is a little bit interesting, because that does mean, or actually, I might be a liar. Yeah, no, actually, I think did take the gas just slightly before his pool. Yes, so he's going to be going for a pretty fast ling speed here, which I don't really disagree with, not necessarily bad. This is kind of more of the way you typically would see a hatch for a ZVZ setup, where you get the really fast gas so you can get super fast ling speed. So maybe going to be figuring he's going to be potentially facing some pressure early on by Rainbow. Rainbow is renowned for having very good early game pressure, so don't really disagree with that choice to go with the really fast ling speed, because that's obviously going to be extremely good against Marines, against regular non-blue flame Hellions in the early stages of this game.
Yeah, and now he's transferring over some drones. He's going to try to get an econ up, it looks like, as much as possible. Speed has just been started. I was about to say it was not being started, but it just got started. Factory going down for a hitbox. And both players are just econing up at this point. Actually, Hitbox is going out with the 3 Marines that he has. Looks like he's going to be putting on a little bit of pressure. There's only 2 Zerglings on the way out for Brobocop.
Yeah, he will have his Queens coming soon, though. Also does have a Spine Crawler as well, so I really don't think this 3 Marine pressure is going to do a ton of damage. Might force out a couple of Lings by Brobocop, as we do see actually 4 getting put into production. But with this single Queen and that Spine Crawler finishing up soon, he should be relatively safe from this very slight Marine pressure. But we do have a bunkering attempt over here at the front of his base, so he is going to need to deal with that. We do see a couple more Lings getting forced out.
Yeah, and he almost takes a Queen, and he's going to be taking those Lings down, no problem. He's going to lose 1 Marine and an SCV, and then Hellion has come to continue this pressure, continuously bringing in Marines, and it looks like he's going to keep adding Hellions to that mix. That bunker is just sitting there, it has not been finished.
Yeah, and I'm really not digging the placement on this Spine Crawler by Brobocop. Rather than putting it near the front of the hatchery, where it really tends to cover defensively a lot more area, kind of put it to the next inside of the hatchery, and he's really kind of paying the price for that positioning on that Spine Crawler, because we now see he is getting a couple of Lings out, will clean up this push initially. So, definitely not going to be in a bad position.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah. He's going to lose that Hellion. Hitbox is going to get some damage on another one, and there's just a Marine chilling there killing Lings, but he's going to die really quick. And there wasn't a whole lot of damage put on. I mean, he's still down 5 drones, so the amount of damage he did was almost negligible.
And we are going to get a follow-up here with some delayed cloak Banshees once again from Rainbow. Now I have seen him play this type of a style a lot, where he gets an expansion up and then goes for Banshees. Now, obviously, the slight risk with going to the Banshees in that nature is if your Zerg opponent did go for a relatively quick layer. Obviously, they could potentially have Mutalisk up in time to deflect it, but with these Roaches out in Lings and actually staying on just regular hatch tech for quite a while here, is going to make it a little bit hard for him to defend this, and I actually don't see an Evolution Chamber anywhere in sight, so this could actually potentially do a ton of damage when this first Banshee gets out and gets cloaked.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Overlords, I don't think Brobocop is actually supply blocked right now, so he's not going to be sacking any Overlords right now. But that being said, he does have a very nice Overlord spread. He has full vision of that little gap between bases. So he's going to know the moment the Banshee goes past those Overlords.
Yep, I definitely agree. He has built a lot of Lings and Roaches here, though. Now, if he can get some pressure over here at the front, it looks like he's going to actually maybe try and go for a Baneling bust. Now, he does not have enough Banelings to break a Barracks Factory or a Command Center, so he's not going to bust the front with this amount of Banelings. It takes about, I want to say about 20, 21 Banelings to actually break a building of that size. So he could do some damage, so I think he's going to try and bring them in here behind these Roaches. That might force Rainbow to bring this Banshee back to his base, but already starting to do a lot of damage with this single Banshee.
Yeah, and it looks like the Banelings are coming up, and they're going to go focus down that factory as much as possible. One of them didn't explode. And it looks like they're all going to be focusing on the barracks as well. And he's trying to repair the factory as frantically as possible, but he does break through. The Roaches are just going in there and tearing up the SCVs, but they're taking immense losses as a result. And
this is actually looking really bad for both players, because right now Brobocop back in his base actually losing all of his workers to those cloaked Banshees as well.
Yeah, but Hitbox has cleaned that up, and he is back. Hitbox is now pretty much has free reign over the Mineral Line, and Brobocop GG's out.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what view we had, guys, but in case you didn't see, what was going on is basically as the Roach Baneling attack was going on at the front of Rainbow's base, he had Cloak Banshees in the Mineral Lines of Brobocop. Brobocop did not have an Evolution Chamber in time and was losing basically all of his drones, all of his queens, and could not get up a Spore Crawler. Meanwhile, while basically Rainbow is just buying time. He just needs to hold on to his front as long as possible, not lose a ton of